Hey everyone, welcome back to Citywide Blackout, your home for music, movies, and more. I'm your host, Max Bowen. Well, this one has been a long time coming. I'm chatting with Dan Russo and Mary Casiello of Three at Home. Now, I've known these two for a long time, many, many years, so it kind of surprises me that this is the first time we've actually sat down and talked, but here we are, chatting about their new project, playlist, #Not a Record, which is being released one song at a time since June on the 5th of every month. And join me now, well, this has been a long time coming. Weird that it actually hasn't happened before now. I am talking to Dan Russo, Mary Casiello of Three at Home. Guys, welcome to the show. What's up?
Hi, Max. Thank you so much for having us. This is so cool.
Yeah. We've known each other for how many years? And this is our first time doing this. It's not like you're like repeat guests.
No, this is it's got to be at least 10, right?
Oh my God. Has it been that long? Holy shit.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. That's so cool.
Damn. We're like, oh God, we're so old.
Yeah, well, you know what? I feel like that's a good sign, though. It's like people who've been friends for so long, they forget how long they've been friends.
Yeah.
That means that's a good sign. Yeah, yes. I like that.
It's a very good sign.
Yeah.
Well, let us talk some music, because the two of you have certainly been very active through the pandemic, through the shutdown. You released new music. You've been doing like regular live Friday shows. Mm-hmm. My question is, how have you kept the creative juices flowing? Because I've heard that some people have more or less kind of shut down. They haven't done anything. And the two of you have been honestly fairly productive with that.
Literally an hour ago, we were talking about this, about how we felt so,
we were just like we've been doing a lot in terms of business, and the shows we've been doing have largely been cover shows, except for with a few exceptions of virtual live shows.
From my deck.
From Dan's deck.
Welcome to the deck, everyone. It's just like
writing has been a challenge, and like neither of us we're focused on the stuff that we already have to kind of push that forward, and I think a lot of the creative energy has gone into that.
But I don't think that's bad necessarily.
No, it's not. It's just
I feel
a
like
season.
It's coming up with, and especially because we have this, I don't want to call it a product, but we have this project that's in a situation where the creativity we have is focused on how can we best get it to people? How can we best get it, kind of noticed? Or how can we best say, well, this one's our favorite, kind of thing, where it's not just like, this is a good song, people like it, but this one's our favorite, but this one's really good, you have to go listen to it. So, it's a lot of the creativity that we have, I feel like, has gone a lot into that kind of stuff.
And I know that back in early July, you released your first single, We Were There, which is going to be on your forthcoming project, playlist, #Not a Record. Now this is going to be entirely like a digital release. There's no actual like physical thing here.
Well, I mean, if people like it enough, maybe we.
I actually want a record because the cover is really cool. So I want a record and put it up on the wall, even if I never listen to it.
It's our snarky commentary on the digital age, basically. Of being like, nobody puts out records anymore. That's not cool. That's not trendy. They put out singles, right?
Right.
So we didn't put out a record. We put out a playlist that happens where, several of the songs blend one into the other.
Right.
Oh. Cool.
We're just
and we actually have, our plan is to one every month. So actually on August 5th, the second one's coming out.
Yes.
Fill it up. On September 5th, it's just the 5th of each one. The September 5th is going to be Just Like This. October 5th is going to be a song called Air. It's actually really exciting that it's all kind of like, oh, here's a thing. Here's another thing.
Right.
Here's another thing. And I feel like the spot of, what kind of bug is this?
That's some kind of beetle.
Yeah. Sorry, we're outside because we're socially distanced. This thing. Mary has not been in my house since February.
Yeah.
And so we hang out on the deck. That's it. This is it. What was I saying?
That we're releasing one. Just that we have.
The shows.
Yes.
The Spot of Friday shows.
Yes.
Have been really cool and really fun, and I feel like that in itself has kind of allowed us to not necessarily practice at a show, but kind of like, oh, I remember how to play guitar, kind of thing. And it's like, you spend a week learning a new song or learning 2 or 3 new songs sometimes.
I feel like 6 every I think most of this time I have learned 6 new songs every week.
Which is super fun, especially ones that there have been suggestions people have given us. I'd never heard of the song and I learned it. I'm like, oh, this is a really cool song. I'm going to keep it in my repertoire if I ever need to use it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think a lot of that's been keeping our chops up.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been a good experience, I think, for musically, if not creating musically, but definitely musically.
I love all the live shows that I've been able to see, not obviously in person, but just like all the live stream shows. Actually, last Saturday, Sarah Blacker did a show for Clapessim. She's phenomenal. She's actually funny. One of the first guests I had on the show 10 years ago.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it's way back when.
She's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. So it has been kind of cool to see people kind of get back out there in some format, to do a show from their living room, from their deck, from their whatever. How has it worked for the two of you? Has there been a good response?
In terms of the shows we've been doing every Friday, I think we have a solid crew that tends to show up each week, which has been really neat and something we've wanted kind of all along. I think the consistency has for the most part paid off. We took a couple weeks off because we felt like we needed a break. Maybe everybody needed a little break from us and, needed time to miss us a little bit. So we took a couple Fridays off, but by and large, it's been pretty consistent. And that's been really encouraging. It's cool to see the people who, I think when you play a lot of live shows, attendance can really wax and wane quite a bit in the
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
the time before, and
the time before
with capital letters all across. But it's been nice to see that there are folks who do care, and maybe especially folks who often haven't made it to live shows who are really excited about what we're doing online.
And one of the very cool things actually is the woman who designed our cover actually lives in Argentina. She's a friend of mine that I've known for quite some time, but she's at every show and she's like, "This is really cool. I want to do your cover. What do you think of?" And she sent us like a bunch of
They're
5 or 6
incredible.
different, and all of them were amazing.
They were really good.
The one we picked, she's like, "Good, that's my favorite." I'm like, "Good, that's amazing." But it's such a cool thing to have people who are that invested. We have another friend. Like this is like people. They're not like people at shows anymore. They're friends.
Right.
Another friend who is designing a logo we're going to make into a t-shirt, like this kind of stuff.
Yep.
And it's this group of people who have been regulars on Friday afternoon, and other stuff too, kind of sharing stuff, checking out videos, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's been an opportunity too to in this time when I feel like the pandemic has I know for me personally, left me feeling really helpless to do anything.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And one of the aspects of our Friday shows has been that half of our tips have always been going to a good cause. So right now it's been a lot of racial justice organizations, and it's been local establishments that we have a lot of love for, who've shown us places we've played and supporting their staff through all of it.
Well, I remember in April we were like, "Hey, got a lot of money in April. If we ever have to do this in May, maybe we should do this in May too."
Right. Right. If it's still hanging on.
If it's still a thing, yeah. No,
God.
but it was amazing. We gave money to the National Domestic Violence.
Yep, the National Domestic Violence Hotline.
We gave money to Tres Gatos over in Jamaica Plain. We gave money to
Cambridge Common and the Lizard Lounge.
Cambridge Common and Lizard Lounge. We gave money to the record company.
Yep.
Over in Dorchester.
Yeah, that's right.
Southie, not Dorchester. It's right on the border.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think technically it's in Southie. So it's really, really cool that we're able to kind of help out a lot of.
And we're
these.
able to do that specifically. It's all been tips. The shows are all donations. So people were fairly consistent for certainly for a good long stretch there.
Yeah.
It was something we could count on.
Giving almost $300 every month to somebody. So
yeah,
it's really
and
cool.
and having at the same time, it helps us support some of the things that we're trying to put out this record and that isn't a record, and
collection.
This collection of tunes, being able, whatever the little things are that normally we'd be supporting with cover gigs out in the world.
We are supporting with cover gigs.
We are.
We're supporting with cover gigs.
Wow, you're right. You're right.
You from your front. What do you call it?
My
hallway?
entryway, yeah.
Your entryway, yeah.
Right by my front door.
And me from the basement. It's great. Yeah.
Yep.
I really think it's good too that, especially you've been supporting like the recording studios and the venues, because that's such an up in the air thing. I just read this morning that O'Brien's is going to be for sale.
I saw that.
It's not closing down though. It seems a bit different. Like they're gonna, I think they're selling the entire block where it's located. So it's like a bunch of other businesses.
Tattoo place, and a lot of people were like not happy. So,
but it doesn't look like it's going to close. They're just going to it's going to be open for another 3 years, and they'll just relocate to somewhere else. And also, of course, a lot of people saw the news about the Great Scott, about the campaign they did through Mainvest, to help raise money to buy the the liquor license and so forth, and that didn't work because people. But I think they can still take that money and put it towards starting up somewhere else. So I think
I understand that as the plan.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people are definitely depressed about this, but it's like just because they close for now doesn't mean they're going to close forever.
There are some places that have closed forever, and it's kind of like, oh.
I'm curious, when the pandemic first hit, did you have to close a lot of shows? Did you have to cancel a lot of stuff?
Yeah.
We had
like 2 weeks worth of shows.
Yeah, we had so many shows.
We were booked, and we just
from March until we still
have things that show up on the calendar.
Technically, we have a show next Saturday.
Yeah. I was like, oh. I saw that on the calendar today. I was like, that's not happening, is it?
No. In New Hampshire.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could do that. They are doing shows in New Hampshire.
The last show we actually played was January 25th.
That sounds right.
In Maine.
In Biddeford, Maine.
Biddeford, Maine. And it was, I have never seen rain in my life.
Oh, my God.
Driving back from Biddeford, Maine.
That was so bad.
It was horrible.
That was really scary.
But on the way back, we're like, hey, this is a fun story that we can tell at our next show that we haven't had yet.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, and then I had a spring gig.
We both were playing at the show.
Yeah, and
Mary was musically directing a show.
I was,
which was super cool.
It was
she's
really
amazing.
cool until it stopped. It was fine. The school was extremely cool about it and very generous, which was wonderful. I was very fortunate, and hopefully I will get to do it again. But we had to quit halfway through rehearsals. But I was also like sick for one other gig we were supposed to play together, and we played solo. Yeah. And like I had the flu, and then I had the flu again.
You had the flu.
I had the flu, but maybe I had the Rona. Who knows? I don't know. Then then it was pandemic times. Yeah. And that was it.
And this is the third time you've been on my deck since then.
Is that
fourth,
right?
Maybe fourth.
I think fourth. I think. Yeah. So it's been interesting too, and like because of lag, of course, we can't
play together
unless we're in the same place. And so we had to wait until it was warm enough and like not raining. Today it was a little dubious. I was like, is it gonna rain?
There was one point where I was like ready to grab the keyboard. Which is the horrible thing because there's a piano right there. Like it's right there.
But we're like, I don't know. If we're not, it's so. And I think that's the tricky thing too is the lines are so wobbly now. They're a little more iffy of like what's a reasonable risk and what's not. It's so hard to gauge.
And if like who knows if you're infected, and if you are, do you go inside a place? Do you stay outside? Like, what is that? We've had multiple gigs people have offered to us. We're like, no, we can't do it because a whole bunch of reasons, including like family members with autoimmune issues. That like, so what if we transfer it to them, and then that's not fair to them? Like, it's there's so many complications around this.
It's definitely made things kind of weird. So let's go back to the Splatter Friday shows.
Okay.
I love the name, by the way. It's perfect. It flows.
Well done. That was Dan. That
was it me? I thought it was you.
No, that was 100% you. Ages ago. Yeah.
All right. When we first started as a band, we were like, let's do something. And we should do this again, actually. This worked really well. Every Wednesday, we would get a new lyric. Like, my favorite lyric this week is Lyric Wednesday, right? And then every Friday, we would put up a Spotify playlist. Usually, what we did, like, it was every other...
Well, it started out, we tried to do it every week, and then it, like, faded out every week, every month, or, every other week, every month. But it was always on a theme.
It was always on a theme, and there was here's this song with the Spotify link, and here's a little blurb, like 3 or 4 sentences, why I like the song.
And we would each pick half of the songs for the list, and so we called it Spotify Friday because Dan's a genius, and that
has nothing to do with whether or not I said Spotify Friday.
You definitely did, though.
No, I am a genius, but I'm like, there's whether or not I said Spotify Friday has nothing to do with whether or not I'm a genius. There's two things can exist different from each other.
But so we kept that going for a while, and it kind of like faded into the background of things that we were doing, and we kind of let it go for a minute. And then when this cropped up again, when the pandemic came about, Dan was like, we could
do it live.
Yeah. And so we'd each learn a whole bunch of covers every week. And you said it really quick too, like right away. Like the March 13th was our first show, which was like...
That was before they even canceled school for real.
Right. It was it was like everything was shutting down for 3 weeks. That's what was happening right then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back when we were so hopeful this would be over fast.
Full of...
We were so like young and naive and idealistic. Oh, it'll be a few weeks, then we'll be back to normal. It's like 4 months later, still waiting.
But yeah, no, it's super cool, and I really enjoy the fact that we take turns. Mary goes first 1 week, I go first second week. It started with 5. I think Mary's up to like 8.
Listen,
sometimes now.
That was
she
one
plays.
Time. That was one time that happened. That was by like public outcry.
No, which is great. No, it's wonderful. People wanted to hear you play because you're amazing.
I also had too many songs prepared. That was a problem.
Again, people want to hear you play because you're amazing.
They want to hear you play because you're amazing.
Debatable.
Is this like a mix of like covers and your own music?
No, it's actually the only one of our songs we played was when I played one of Mary's songs.
Right. No, I played one of your songs.
You played one of my... Yeah, so we've done we each done it once.
Yeah, but only if it was like a 3-at-home song that only one of us wrote.
Well, because it has to be on Spotify.
Right.
That's the rule, because we after Monday we put it up?
Like Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday,
Wednesday.
Tuesday. We put up the list of, if you missed last Friday, here's what you would have heard. And Mary does a great job of putting a newsletter together.
Yeah, I throw it up on our website, on our blog. It's been cool to just as something extra and so it's always, this is the companion playlist from last week, and so you can kind of listen to the songs and decide that ours were better. And
because sometimes they are.
Ooh.
Oh no, I fully 100% believe.
It's true.
Sometimes our versions are as good, if not better, than the original. So sorry. Sometimes Mary's versions are as good. See what I did there? That was good. I did it.
Don't do it.
It's great.
All right. Example.
Ooh, what was the cover?
See, now I have to remember. That's the problem. I forgot all the songs.
4 months of lists.
That's like 80 songs we got to remember. It's not more. 100 songs we got to remember.
That's a lot of songs. I feel like, you've definitely done some choice 90s rock covers, but there's also been you covered Taylor Swift. You covered Katy Perry. Oh, when you covered Katy Perry, the thing with the skin tight jeans, Teenage Dream. When you covered,
yes.
That was amazing.
Well, thank you.
I loved that. I was
thank you.
I was moved to buy that cover. I'm not joking. I was a little teary. It changed. It landed differently.
Okay.
And it was really cool.
That's
there
amazing.
You go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think that was our clothing week.
That was our clothing week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite, not my favorite, was when you played "Glorious You," the Frank Turner song. That was one of my favorites.
I think that's the only song we've both covered for.
I think you're right.
We both have covered that one at some point through this, but mostly there haven't been any. It hasn't been any duplication.
And if I had a list in front of me, I was like, yep, that one. Yeah, because they're just fantastic. So.
Do you ever do theme nights for this thing?
It's always themed.
Oh, okay.
It's always for something. We've done themes on clothing, themes on
colors,
people's names, travel.
Songs that are uplifting, songs that are relaxing.
Yep.
And
none of my relaxing songs were very relaxing, is.
I think it just speaks to how you relax.
I think that might be it.
The method that you use for relaxation.
And we have numbers.
We do have numbers coming up.
Coming up, we are on August
the 8th.
Is that right?
No, it's the 7th.
It is the 7th. August 7th. So not this Friday, next Friday. August 7th, we will we'll be coming back at 6 o'clock.
Right.
Friday afternoon, evening, with our numbers. So nothing but Blink 182 covers. That's all it is.
I want to hear this, okay? I have to hear you guys do covers of like pop punk bands.
Oh my god, it was so funny. So this is, I think this is somewhat related. We had one. We do this thing after every show. We call it 3 at Home, where we kind of just hang out on Zoom and just pop it into Facebook Live, right? And just like kind of like a hey, thank you guys for coming. And people watch, which is really cool.
All it was like we missed the banter of shows
of doing this kind of thing.
Of doing this. Yeah. And so we were like, maybe people miss that about us too. It's like one of the things that people talk about when they talk about.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's all right. When people talk about what they like about our shows, so we're like, well, let's put the banter on Facebook, and that core group of people who would come and watch stuck around for this too. So we were like, okay, we're just gonna like goof about for 10 minutes,
and every so often
and
like
promote things.
Yeah, and when we say like, oh, next week's theme is, sometimes we're prepared and sometimes we're not.
Yeah, and sometimes we pretend like we're prepared,
right.
but it's actually a joke.
And it is. And one time it was Family.
Yeah.
Or songs by Hanson. Because
I think that was a week where we were not prepared.
We were not ready at
but
all.
You just like
well, you said Family.
Did I say Family?
Yeah, so Mary said the next week's theme is Family, and I said or songs by Hanson. Because they're a family.
They are true, yes.
We both did Hanson songs.
Yes,
it was.
You did Hanson songs?
Yeah.
Not just Hanson songs, but we each did cover.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're so good.
Honestly, Max, they're a really good band.
So good.
Like a really solid band, and especially at this point, like they've been playing together for like flipping 20 years now.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So,
if you've been playing together 20 years and you aren't good, something's wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
they're solid.
I am always amazed by bands that we kind of grew up on and that are still playing. I remember seeing an article when Garbage was playing in Boston. Like, she's still playing? Damn.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Rammstein was actually supposed to play at Gillette Stadium over the summer. Of course, they're not going to now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, really? They're still playing together.
That's amazing.
I mean, whatever, I get it. I plan to die on stage, so like I fully understand.
That's a good plan.
I hope so. Yes, a very long time from now.
Yeah, yes. Many years from now, you're gonna get up there when you're like 80, strum a guitar and just keel over.
Right.
No, I'm going for 120. That's
I like
120.
that.
Wow.
I mean, it's gonna listen. Medical science is advancing, such that I like that story though.
What's the Keith Richards quote?
you're
my new favorite.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You know, when you're an adult, you're dead.
No, you never actually grow up until you're dead.
There you go.
And you just live your life, but when you grow up, they'll let you know.
Right.
And I kind of love that.
Yeah, you're definitely right though. It's actually gotten to the point where hitting 100 is no longer newsworthy. It's like I'm 100 and
yeah. Or the I saw an article news story yesterday. There's a woman. I think she's in the South Shore someplace, actually, 99 years old, and she was retiring from giving flight lessons. So she's 99, and she's retiring from showing people how to fly those small planes.
I'm gonna be her.
Right? I'm like, man, it's amazing.
well, you know what? You make it happen. Simple as that. You
exactly.
Die on stage.
Die on stage.
Absolutely. What is coming up next for you? I mean, obviously, the future is kind of shaky right now, but what are some of your plans for like the next, say, few months?
Yeah, we'll be releasing these singles once every month. We'll be putting out the rest of the collection of tunes.
Hopefully.
Hopefully toward. We'll be putting it out toward the end of the year. What that will look like, obviously, is a little up in the air.
Yeah, we had this grand idea when we first thought about it of at the end of the summer we would have a big party someplace where everybody could, hug each other and give each other high fives and like laugh and cry and sing along. But it might be November right now, and it might just be virtual, but it's going to be fun, and people can give us virtual high fives and virtual hugs, and they can still laugh and cry and clap and sing along from the comfort of their own screen.
Yep.
So,
A lot of focusing on that.
Yeah.
You know, we have these songs. There's no reason not to put them out into the world.
and we have like 4 or 5 more
Right.
that are just kind of like sitting in the background. Just, I feel like they're biding their time a little bit.
Yes.
Where it's kind of like they're just itching to get out like a little bit at a
Mm-hmm.
time. That, who knows, like in April or May might be a kind of like a, hey, here's some more tunes.
There's a little something.
And of course we can't not talk about the fact that we still have our Christmas record. We actually, so was this 2 years ago?
That was a lot
Yeah.
longer than that.
Like maybe 3 years ago, we recorded "Christmas Time Is Here" from the Charlie Brown special, and it's up on Spotify. And so
Didn't we record that at EMF?
we did record it at EMF. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so around the middle of November, we're going to be obnoxious about
We're going to talk about that a lot.
talking about Snoopy a lot. So
That's our Christmas tune.
it's our Christmas too.
Christmas is gonna be weird this year. I get the feeling it's gonna be
so.
so
gonna be
unusual. So unusual. You know,
Do you travel a lot usually for Christmas, or?
I'm the one without kids, so I have to travel.
I often, because I have kids, have to do double driving. Drive to New York, then back up, make sure that we race Santa on the way back. So
Nice. You know, one thing I was really curious about is how the two of you started off as a duo, because I know that you played on your own kind of prior to
Yep.
this. So what happened to form Three at Home?
Which origin story would you like to
I don't know.
play today?
Which one do you want to use?
I don't know.
We have multiple stories that we
We
like
do.
telling people, and at this point, it's kind of like this weird.
They're all apocryphal at this point.
And yeah, and like half of all of them are true.
Right.
So the story that I've been telling recently,
So we were in jail, and we
it,
both.
but the funny thing is, I was actually just visiting somebody else. I was not actually in jail. Mary was actually in jail.
I'm pretty sure that's false, because I was pretty sure we were in jail
No.
both for making too much noise at a folk show,
No,
and
that's no. That was a good try though.
That was-
that
I
was
tried
that was
really
that was. You had a good start.
I did.
You had a good start. I messed it up. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
No,
We
there's
met at the Lizard Lounge.
we met at the Lizard Lounge. like literally, and it was so weird because at some point Mary was on stage, being amazing, playing songs, talking about her kids, and she came off stage. I'm like, "You have kids? I have kids." Like, it's so weird. And then we didn't talk. We didn't see each other for like 3 years.
Yeah, it was a little while.
And then, like, seriously, this is real. This is not apocryphal. This is not.
No, this is
real.
true.
This is true.
This is true.
And then, like, a similar thing happened again where I was on stage talking about my kids, and I came off stage, and Mary came up to me. She's like, "You have kids? I have kids." Blah, 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 blah. And then we didn't see each other for like 2 more years.
Yeah. There are also, like,
And
there's a possibility that we've known each other for, like, 12 years,
Right.
and we don't remember, but
Right.
there's, like, evidence that we were in the same place at the same time.
yes, playing at the Lizard Lounge,
Yeah.
open mic.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then, did we randomly get paired up?
It was not random.
It wasn't random.
It wasn't.
Okay.
If we're telling, it depends on which version of the story we're telling.
I feel like the random would be a fun version.
It is a fun version. So it
Yes.
was really random.
Yeah.
Like there was this cover to cover show. there
There was
a
a show at the Bird.
where local artists were covering
Each other's songs.
each other's songs,
Yeah.
and the parents were completely random, and so we
Were,
got
were they not random? I thought they were totally random.
no.
That's real. That's for real. I really thought
That's-
it was random.
I know. I
Like,
see that in your eyes.
I
right
love.
now.
I love that part. I love that part of the story. Can we keep it?
Yeah, we can keep
Okay.
it.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, it was completely
Totally
random.
random.
Right. and
And we got paired up.
Yeah.
Playing each other's songs.
right. And we're very different stylistically as solo artists. So it was interesting, and so we each started covering each other's songs and like hearing them for the first time from each other, like on stage. I think we both had the experience of being like, well, I can never play that song
Right.
again because
Yeah.
you just played it so much better. And
And actually, one of the songs that's on this new record is one of the songs Mary played.
yeah,
I was like, either I can never play that again, or I have to always play it with her. So
and then we were a band.
yeah, then we're a band. So
That's a good order. That's a good origin story. I like
Yeah.
that. I
That
like
sound
that.
good? I like that version.
and we remember we ended with Dearly Departed too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to, but we were last. So
right.
so after Mary played my songs, then I played her song. No, I played Mary's songs, then she played my songs. I jump up on the microphone and we play Dearly Departed by Shaky Graves.
Yeah. Which was the first song
we've ever learned, the first song we ever played together. Yeah. And that was it. It was like, this is a thing now. Yeah. I feel like people liked it though enough that they weren't mad at us.
So, they were not. Yeah. They were not mad.
How many origin stories do you have?
At least 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Multiple choice. I like this. That's good.
Yeah. Like a big CIA conspiracy. That's all it is. It's like, yeah. That's what it is, really.
So we can probably link you to like the sinking of the Titanic, the Kennedy assassination, Roswell.
Roswell, yes. Kennedy, no.
Oh, okay. Cool. It's good to know that.
However, actually, fun fact. I don't know if this is a fun fact. My grandmother was supposed to be on the Titanic, and they did not get to the boat in time before it left.
Lucky.
Right?
Very lucky.
So I am related to the Titanic in some way.
Yeah, because if they had gotten on the boat, you wouldn't be here, and you wouldn't be playing your music.
Super wild.
Yeah.
Damn.
Or maybe somebody different, someplace totally different.
Maybe. We'll never know. Well, Mary and Dan, this has been very cool. I'm glad that we finally got to do this. Hopefully do it again very soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And I look forward to giving you both a big hug when that becomes safe and not
the thing
please.
I cannot wait.
There are going to be so many hugs when this becomes over.
I'm just going to hug people that I don't know all the time, which was before the pandemic, by the way. But
okay.
Will be so much more true after.
Yeah.
So apologies in advance, everyone.
And way less weird too, because it'll be totally cool then.
Everyone will also be in the same position. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Exactly. All right. And folks, for those of you at home, you can go to 3athomeband.com, find them on your various social media platforms, find them on Spotify, check out their Spotify Friday shows, get the new music. It's awesome. The end.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, this is singer Kate Eppers, and you're listening to Citywide Blackout.
Well, that brings the show to a close, folks. Big thanks to Dan and Mary for joining me. You can catch the show on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, YouTube, every Saturday at 10 p.m. on Boston Free Radio. Follow me on Facebook under Citywide Blackout, Twitter and Instagram under Citywide Max. To close things out, I've got 2 songs from the band's new project, Fill It Up, followed by We Were There. As always, keep those ears open.
Your heart's an open door, a broken letter. Watch it pour out all your kindness, generosity, and help. All your love and care that you've been spreading everywhere. Don't you save a little sliver for yourself. If the well is dry, how can you survive? Let's fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. Tell me what you need, fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. Tell me what you need, fill it up.
Tired smiling, tired eyes, tired of the little lies that you tell them when they ask you how you are. Show them happy, show them strong, show them you can get along. You don't need nobody digging at your scars. If the well is dry, you dry. But I swear you will survive if you let us fill you up.
Ourselves we were there. Trying to make out everything he's learned. ourselves we were there.